What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Shadow the Archangel, aka Style Brands, aka Mr. I'm trying to learn how to salsa. Please, somebody help me. But anyway, I am here with you today to give you another video about, I think it's going to be interesting for the brainy people. This is the brainy people, the book reading people, the people that want to explore philosophical concepts as well as just dating, business, hats, socks, lingerie, music. Instead of all that stuff, let's talk about some philosophy. The philosophy behind power, the philosophy behind ruling, the philosophy behind gaining and going for that success. There's something in The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli, a concept that the good prince or the good leader is ideally loved and feared. Let's get into that. What is some of the drawbacks of just only being loved? Only being loved, you have a lot of respect for the people, but enemies will come up. Challenges will come up. Rebellion will come up. And if you only have the image of being loved and cared for in just an admiration way, there are people that still will challenge your power because you haven't developed the other part, which is to be feared. And that is the biggest thing in the Prince is ideally, if you cannot be both feared and loved, it is better to be feared. And a lot of people will shy away from that because the word fear it's a very bad word. Even in biblical standpoint, it's a very bad word. God does not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. So fear is a very, very bad emotion. But we are in the world, and the world is not like the kingdom of God. And that is something that Niccolo Machiavelli played with too, is the pietist prince of just trying not to be too pietist to where you don't adapt some of the ruthlessness that these bad kings have that brought them to absolute power. You need some of that. The good prince needs to take some of the ruthless aspect of the bad prince, of the ruthless warmongering prince, because the good prince can maintain and develop and foster peace, but ruthlessness is needed. If you look at, going off into a tangent, if you look at the way our whole society, our whole world was developed, it was not by laws and structure. It was first by war, conflict, and ruthlessness. The kingdom of heaven is taken by violence. Up until now, the kingdom of heaven has been taken by violence, and the violent take it by force. That's just the concept of coming into power. It is by force. So that is where the fear comes in. The love is of the respect, the empathy, the understanding, the mercy, and the grace to people. But the fear is the consequences, the retaliation, and the attack. So how can the good prince be like the bad prince in certain ways so that he may keep and maintain his grasp on power, but then be the benevolent and gracious ruler that they idealistically want to be? And that's the greatest thing I like about reading The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. And I see why Tupac even was so big on Machiavelli, because it is all just a power game. Everything in this life is just a big old power game. It's a few people at the top that control and manipulate everything, but that's because they learned how to play the game and they stuck to the rules. That we can't be just this good and virtuous person in this world just solely, if you want real power. There needs to be a degree of ruthlessness, a degree of there are consequences for lack of performance. There is consequences for betrayal. There is consequences for attacking. There are consequences for your actions against the state, against the ruling class. And if you want to be that ruling class, you must find that balance. And these teachings go against certain biblical beliefs of turn the other cheek and forgive and the things like that, because that is the ultimate level of power. But first, you must even be in position to have that type of power to be gracious. Because God is God and he had everything to be gracious. So if you want that same level of power, there must be a degree of ruthlessness and consequences for your actions, consequences for other people's actions. And you may lose friends. You may lose people that don't want to be around you because of your structure, because there is order, because that is what order is. It is providing rules, regulations, and consequences for actions of good and evil. So I just wanted to talk about that philosophical concept with you all. The Prince is a very good book to read if you're trying to get into business and leadership and management and things like that. I really think you all should check it out. I really think you should read it. If you don't read, I think you should listen to the audiobooks instead of feeding yourself with the hours of nonsense and hours of things that do not promote your intellectual growth. So The Prince is a great book to read. Check it out. Thank you for watching. Please smash that like. Hit a comment in there somewhere and make sure that you subscribe. We're posting every single day until we hit 1,000, except Saturday. There will be women, there will be music, there will be culture, there will be travel. This channel is going to be lit and it's going to show you more than just dating, more than just arguing, more than just the shallow, superficial things of life that you think is success. This is freedom, baby. STAA Brands. Take care.